Sometimes the sea is as calm as a mill pond. And sometimes it's not. In this episode, we begin our journey south to Crete for the winter. We experience lots of squalls and a couple of severe named storms. We have to shelter on Zakynthos Island, an island that holds many memories for us. We are Darrol and Kathy, and we have just embarked on a huge adventure. Join us as we begin our sailing journey on sailing vessel Disa.
I was invited to a conference by a buddy of mine. My first time I met Kathy was in the airport, and I was speaking to a couple of the delegates who were there. This was in Cape Town International. And then this lady, she was late by the way, scurrying across the airport floor to get to check-in and all this. And I thought to myself, what snooty lady is this? Little did I know. At the conference we got to chatting about our lives. We realized that both of us had been widowed.
Yeah, that was a sad part of our lives. And I guess with our children virtually reaching the point of flying the nest, that for us we were wrapped up in our kids and what happens next, and never for a moment thought, well, I certainly didn't think that I was going to bump into a future husband at that conference.
Yeah, and so what happened in the van was that I would be the driver, and I would look in the mirror, and I would see all these faces, you know.
He was making eyes at me.
No, not true, not true.
Yes, true.
We got to talking the whole flight back, which is 2 hours.
Yeah. The thing that I remember about that flight was I was reading this book. It was quite an exciting, sort of a gripping book you couldn't put down.
Oh, yeah.
In every spare moment at this conference, I'd be reading my book.
Yeah.
And so I had my book on my lap, ready to read it on the plane home. And then Darrol came and sat next to me. And in the space of that 2 hours, I think we laughed, we cried, we talked, it felt as though we just took off and suddenly we were landing. My book was unopened on my lap. And it's crazy to think that we'd both had long marriages, both lost our partners, and then you meet somebody and there's an instant connection. I knew when we landed that aeroplane that I had met somebody very significant. And if you think that we have grown up in South Africa and we are old enough to have grown up during the apartheid years, so had we met many years ago, we wouldn't have been able to get married. It would have been against the law.
I think for me it was a bit different. I wouldn't say, because the difference is also so great, and we come from two very far, people that have been kept apart for such a long time. I didn't consider that it would even, I didn't consider it would have gone any further than that. But that's not what happened.
So that was October 2015. By February, that's 4 months later, we knew we'd be getting married.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask. I said, I said, I'm going to marry you, I think.
And I didn't argue.
morning, and may I welcome you all here for this very special occasion of the marriage of Darrol and Cannell. What more romantic location could there be than on an ocean liner in the Ionian Sea? I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Darrol David Martin, do take you, Kathleen Joy McCabe, to be my lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Kathy, please repeat after me the following words. I call upon these persons here present.
I call upon these persons here present
To witness that I, Kathleen Joy McCabe,
to witness that I, Kathleen Joy McCabe,
do take you, Darrol David Martin,
do take you, Darrol David Martin,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, to the bride and groom. Long life, health, and happiness.
We had a really, really special, memorable wedding ceremony, didn't we?
Yeah. And that was on the Cunard
Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria.
A cruise ship. And as it happens, we were married in the Ionian Sea, somewhere between Venice and Rome. In fact, our marriage certificate states the coordinates of
Latin longs.
where we got married, and rather than the name of a city or something.
Street or something, church. Yeah.
And so we had this magnificent wedding with a small group of family members, and then we had super time on this cruise. And the day after the wedding,
This is where the story begins.
the day after the wedding, the cruise ship docked at Zakynthos Island in Greece. And the kids wanted to go to the Blue Caves on the far side of the island. We got a taxi. We went right to the other side of the island, and then we found a little day tripper boat. And that took us through round about the Blue Caves. We've got a little bit of footage, which you'll see. And then they stopped at a particular point and they said, okay, you can go for a swim now. Yeah, and we all dived off the boat and went for a swim. And then what happened?
And then I was swimming along, and I had my ring on my finger.
His lovely new shiny wedding ring.
Yeah. And it was a little bit loose. And with the cold and the shrinking of your fingers and stuff like that, the ring came off my finger. And I remember seeing it and reaching for it, but it just tumbled out of my reach. And then I did a dive, and I tried to go after it, but it just dropped out of reach.
So
and the pressure of the water wouldn't allow me to go down more than a meter or 2 meters. And I popped up, and as I came up, I think I possibly had this look on my face.
Well, he came up and he showed me his ring, and I thought he was joking. He showed me like his ring is gone. I thought, Darrol, don't make jokes like that. And he said, it's gone. And then I realized he was telling the truth, and he was absolutely shocked. And I was shocked. I mean, we've been married like 24 hours. And the ring is gone. That cannot be a good omen, right? And so we got back on the boat, and Darrol didn't want me to tell anybody, you see. And I'm saying, no, just tell them, they can all help us look. He didn't want to. So
because it's crazy. Where you going to look? It was like 15 plus meters.
Yeah.
So even if you see it, how are you going to get it?
Now, Daniel, my eldest son at that time, was engaged to be married. And he and Stephanie, his fiancée, were on the boat, as well as Nathan, the younger son. And he showed Daniel. And I just saw Daniel's face drop. And then suddenly the mood of us just totally changed. The other people on the boat didn't know. We got back to shore, and everybody was just down in the dumps. So depressed. Well, we had to leave you this morning because Darrol had to go up the mast. Our neighbor was helping him, and he had arrived, and so we spent the whole day doing a job outside. Now it's evening, and we're going to continue with the story of the ring. So imagine how Darrol felt on the day after we got married. He lost his ring in the water. So we came back to shore. The other people in the boat were all happy. They didn't realize anything was wrong, just Daniel and Stephanie. Stephanie had done her nails beautifully for the wedding, and she just chewed them off within the space of an hour. Such was her anxiety. And Nathan was quite nonchalant. He was a teenager, and he was like, well,
Yeah, get on with it.
And poor old Darrol went walking off down the beach like this, his feet in the sand, looking so sad. And after a while he turned around and came back again. And I started walking towards him. And at the place where we met, with him coming back, there was also another little boat of tourists coming in. And there was a guy on the boat, and I thought, well, there must be locals who've got diving gear. We'd already tried a shop, and they'd said, no, you'd have to get it from the other side of the island. It would take so many hours, by which time our cruise ship would have left Zakynthos. So I stopped him and said, could you tell me if there is anybody around here who could dive? And then Darrol arrived, and I said, my husband has just lost his wedding ring, and we were only married yesterday.
And what did the guy say? Man, don't
he said,
worry.
yes, I can dive to 27 meters. I am a diver.
And I'm thinking, this guy's crazy. 27 meters, free dive. I know they can do it in competitions, but not this guy. He didn't look as if he spent any time in the water.
So he said, just wait, I come back this afternoon. And we said, no, unfortunately we can't wait, because our cruise ship is leaving the island. And he said, okay. Just wait 5 minutes. I get to my father's glass bottom boat. And sure enough, he came back. His name was Takis. Now, picture this. One wedding ring in a massive bay. It was a crazy idea. But we had nothing better to come up with. You will see with the little snippets of very shaky footage how we found the spot and started looking for the ring through the glass bottom of the boat.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah.
And Daniel was saying, no, we've got to zigzag and we've got to try and cover as much ground. And it was then that I thought, this is hopeless. What did you think?
No, I thought it was total waste of time. First of all, I couldn't dive even in that water pressure like 3 or 4 meters. And I thought to myself, this guy, well, maybe he can get to the bottom.
He estimated, I think, about 12 meters.
Yeah. He said 27 meters he could dive to, so I didn't believe him. And then in the second place, like to find a little ring like that in such a big area. I mean, I don't remember where I lost it. We tried to get coordinates and things like that. And I just thought, oh, waste of time. I didn't even jump into the water to help them. I just sat on the boat there and watched this whole thing play out.
And then there were a couple of German tourists doing some snorkeling in the water. So we asked them to help us as well, and we were like going around.
And then Takis did say something about the light.
Yeah, Takis said, look, it's midday, so we've got a chance that the light from the sun
reflects back directly.
Yes, and that you will see the glint of the metal ring. And the water was perfectly clear.
Yeah.
He said if we spotted the ring, he would be able to retrieve it. Right?
I just said, yeah, right.
There's that up there. Yeah.
It's there, right? With the people with the mask.
Past the people. Past the people with the mask.
People with the mask. Yeah.
Past them. No.
Yeah.
Somewhere from here. Maybe it was to the left or the right though. We'll have to make a few passes.
Yeah.
Can you go around in circles? And then we make
Just watch this
thing.
We can ask them to help us look with the snorkels.
Oh, do they have goggles?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we should definitely ask them to look.
We can ask them to help us, eh?
Did you remember if it was like a shale bottom like this or was it dark?
I think it was.
Yes, exactly.
Look, it's looking totally different because it's clear now.
Hey,
We're looking here for a ring.
gold ring. Can you help us?
We were lucky when it was here, somewhere on the stone.
Oh.
The stone?
No, I can't tell because
You can't
remember,
tell.
if I'm on the in the water, I don't see as clear as this.
But it is about here we were swimming.
Yeah.
I would say this is about the right spot.
No, Danny.
This is about the right place.
Wait a minute, one moment.
Anyway, so we found the place and
The tourists.
oh, the tourists, the German said, yeah, we see something. It looks like a silver ring. And Darrol's ring actually had white gold around the edge, so we thought, well, looks like silver, could well be.
Well, any ring there.
Yeah, Nathan goes, look, any ring will do. Let's find it.
Okay, stay there. Stay there. Stay there.
It's there.
Stay there.
It's more like silver, no gold, but
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fine.
Stay there. Looks like a silver ring, it says, but
you find somebody else.
It's silver on the ring.
there is
It's the
some
white gold.
sort of
The-
silver,
yeah.
white gold and red gold. Yeah, it's
It
possible.
doesn't really matter.
Yellow gold.
Just we'll take any ring.
So Takis strips off all his clothes and he's in his little
Jockey.
yes, and he dives over the side of the boat and off he goes. Then Daniel dives into the water, and then finally when the footage ends, Darrol's gone into the water.
We went so far, man.
They could have drifted.
Oh, it doesn't fall straight, eh? Check how he prepares himself. Wait, check how he prepares himself. You can't just go. He's gonna hyperventilate. I see it. Yes! Yes!
And blow me down, this guy found the ring. I mean, what are the chances? What are the chances? And he went straight down, and he did this funny thing with his
Hyperventilate.
yeah, and then he went straight down to the bottom. Second time he went down, he came up with this ring. Oh, I just threw my arms around him. Takis, I love you, I love you. And we were so happy. We could not believe it. Well, that was 2016. Now, fast forward to 2021, October 2021, exactly 5 years later. We're celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. And guess where we are? We're in Zakynthos again.
And wasn't planned. It was not planned. It was just Zakynthos was actually one stopover because of the bad weather from
Yeah, we had a bad storm
Prelude to
coming.
Crete,
Yeah.
where to find a place to moor out of the storm.
So we were going to go directly to Zakynthos town,
Yeah.
but then we
The
hit
big
a
city.
squall, didn't we?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you diverted,
Yeah.
and we went into this little harbour and immediately recognized it as the harbour that Darrol that we'd
we
been
went, yeah,
in when we met this guy and Darrol had lost the ring. So we found him. We found Takis and had a cup of coffee with him, and you will see that on the video. And what a great reunion it was. And he remembered us, and then we discovered that Takis and Darrol share the same birthday, and that was just such a lovely thing to meet up again with this guy who had found the ring. Where is the ring tonight? It's not on your finger. Hey, Takis. How are you? Hey, good to see you.
Good.
Good to see you. Come and join us. Have a cup of tea or coffee.
Good.
Good.
I remember you.
Yeah.
From Bulgaria.
Yeah. Let me show you.
You are very lucky.
I made it smaller now.
No problem.
Yeah.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Look, I have your message 5 years before.
Yeah.
Kita, wait to see. Darrol Martin.
Yeah.
Kita. Read the message. The date is 20th of November 2000. 16.
Okay. We share a birthday.
Oh,
Are you on the same day?
Yeah.
Of November?
20 December of November.
Oh, both of you.
Yeah.
You coming with a big ship from Zakynthos town.
Yes.
You take a taxi.
Yeah.
You come from here, take a boat over from there, visit the blue caves.
Yes.
That's right.
And after you walk from here to the port, my friend, we don't have a time because leaving the big boat. You remember?
That's exactly right.
Exactly right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Ευχαριστώ.
And
And so, Kathy, I was over there. Kathy was walking here.
Yes,
and you
yes.
came just over there.
Yes, yes, because before we put the boat from here,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have the boat you see with the red letters, small boat to blue caves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We have those boats from here.
Okay. Yes, man.
so this is a very happy memory. You have the same gold chain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
I
your
have a
gold too.
video of you
Yes.
taking off your clothes and diving into the water.
It was too deep, you remember, it's
Yeah.
about 15 meters.
Yeah, yeah.
But the water, it's a very, very clear and
Yeah, yeah.
don't like so deep. But it was about 15 meters. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
about.
I remember you saying to us, no, you can dive to 27 meters, you said.
My friend, I don't remember very sure, but
Yeah.
why I was for sure, 15 was
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. But
Yes,
you-
I can dive.
but you-
27.
Exactly, I can dive, that's what you said. And then you told us you can dive to 27, and I was standing, I think to myself, nah, this guy can't dive to 27 without breathing apparatus.
No flips.
No flippers, nothing. I said, no, he's talking nonsense. He's talking nonsense. And then we were on the boat. I didn't even jump into the water because I thought you were wasting your time. And then you found it.
Yes. We are very lucky. It's very, very difficult. Now I explain to the guys.
Yeah.
It's when you say we find something very, 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 very small in the water.
Yeah,
Not
impossible.
Because left and right
Yeah.
was sea flowers. You know, sea flowers.
Yeah.
Nothing. There aren't something for
Yeah.
when the ring go 2 meters left, 2 meters right,
Gone.
kaput.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this romantic post-Valentine episode. Please will you remember to subscribe to our channel. Click like to give us a thumbs up and click the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. We hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
And then a Greek guy came along called Takis Theodosis. And he is that boat, I think. That's his boat. And below me down, this guy is a spear-fisherman. And he dove into the water and he found Darrol's ring. It was midday. And so the sun caught the ring in the water. And that's why we come back here. We want to find Takis. And remember this moment 5 years ago. And just marvel at how the ring was recovered.